In this video, we're going to be making more progress on my wrecked 2020 CBR 650R. Last video, we got the bike turned on, replaced a lot of damaged parts, but the gas tank is full of gas, so in theory, we could actually start the bike fully, but there's a problem. I can't put gas in it because this bike did not come with a key. I replaced the ignition, I replaced the rear lock, and I also have a new gas cap. So today, we're going to drill out that gas tank and see if we can get this new one installed. So let's just jump straight into it. Got a couple of items here. We got a drill, got some painter's tape, drill bits, and we got the gas tank. There's a really good video out there on YouTube that goes over this entire process. I will link the video down in the description. But essentially what this guy did, he took 3 drill bits. He took a 5/64 bit, a 1/8, and an 11/64 bit, and he stepped up with each bit as he drilled this out. But you use the painter's tape to know how far to go with the drill bit, because you don't want to go too far down, because this is basically where it bottoms out, because if you go too far, now you're drilling bits into the gas, which we don't want to do, or inside the tank. So again, this gas tank does have a lot of gas in it, so I do have to be careful to make sure I don't spark anything. So that is why I would not be putting it on the gas tank, on the bike itself. But if something does happen, I do have a fire extinguisher there. So ideally you would do this without gas in it. So let's do this. Also, this is the gas cap that we're trying to put on the bike. You can see those little teeth at the bottom. This is what holds the gas cap in the hole. But the key turns clockwise. That unlocks it. And so we're trying to turn the key clockwise to unlock it. All right, here goes nothing. Let's see if we can get these tumblers acting right. That is actually the gas tank purging. It's been doing that since I took it off. All right, now I'm stepping up to my 1/8 bit. And also, of course, as he said, make sure you're going clockwise. Want to make sure you're going clockwise because you want the lock to turn in the direction that it's going to unlock it. Oh, fantastic. My bit broke off inside of it. Harbor Freight, baby. So I moved up to the 9/64 bit, and it broke that bit as well. This circular motion is breaking all of my bits. All right, so the 11/64 bit was a little too big. I'm gonna see if I can jam this screwdriver in here and turn this thing. No, I have not moved all of the pins past the shear line yet, so I might end up drilling this whole thing out before I actually get it to work. And you know what? That's exactly what I ended up having to do. I would spend almost 2 hours going back and forth, on and off, trying to drill out this gas cap to the point where I broke maybe 5 bits. I'm gonna run out of Harbor Freight bits before I'm done with this bucko. Oh, dear goodness. At this point, it probably would have came out better just trying to pick the lock. But this is where we're at. Because I don't know if Honda made these things more resilient, which is, of course, is better for security, but I would be 100% unsuccessful just trying to drill this thing to the point where it would just magically unlock. That is one of the springs for one of the tumblers. There were 2 little notches on the gas cap that I figured, hey, these notches are here for a reason, right? Well, even when I drilled those out, I put a punch in there, and I was able to actuate the spring that I assume is what's used to unlock the gas cap. I feel like I can feel it doing it. It's just not fully releasing. But unfortunately, I still could not get this thing to unlock. And at some point, I finally drilled out the core, and then I was able to jam a screwdriver in and actuate the springs by hand, which is what the core does when the lock turns, and I was able to get this thing open. Yep. All right, after a quick cleaning, I think we got most of the problem out of there. This is our fuel sample. See all those metal bits down in there? The rest of it, I'm going to let the fuel filter do its job. And if something happens, I will get to that when it comes up. I'm gonna take the new gas cap, put this down. Now let's screw it down. All right, put it back on the bike. That was a lot more work than I expected it to be, but we got it done. However, before we move forward, we're getting the tank back on the bike. I want to give a huge shout out to my folks up at Patreon. These people that are on this wall, they support me, they see these videos before anybody else, and we bounce ideas off of each other all the time. So if you want to join these folks and get a name on my garage wall, you can head over to my Patreon. I will have a link at the very end of the video. Let's get back to it. Let's do here. Take the washer, tighten this, and it's going to allow us to pivot the tank up. Lift this up. Fuel pump line, back where it was. Probably didn't have to do that, but I'm gonna do it back the right way. Honestly, this probably should have went the other way, but plug that in. All right. There we go. All right. Gotta get these vent hoses back on. One here. All right. On this side, we got kill switch and we got starter, and we need that to start the bike. So I'm just gonna plug this in here. I had it right the first time. This should give us everything we need to start this bike. Let's give it a go. Out of 3 hours of frustration of dealing with that gas cap, give or take something like that, it's time for the main event. We finally get a chance to hear this thing start. I'm confident it's gonna freaking start. You better be confident with me. Let's plug this screen back in just so we can see if we get any messages or anything on the bikes. Check the idle while it's sitting still. Okay, let's get it, baby. All right. All right. That's good. Got some fuel prime. Pull it out. A lot easier when you got clip-ons. smoke. Well, that was pretty freaking exciting. All right, that Akrapovic exhaust was totally worth the wait. But the reason I did not start off by just putting the tank on and starting the bike because it was full of gas is because I wanted to end this on a high note and get that gas cap out of the way. But looking back on it, if I could do this again, I would probably just try to pick the lock, because to me that is a better skill to have while you're out in the streets, because you're not going to always have access to a drill. If you're at a gas pump and somebody loses their key or something and they can't get into the bike for whatever reason, or maybe the key doesn't open the gas cap, because that happens a lot. So I might try that for next time. But once we got the bike started, we did get some smoke on the headers. That was actually the plastic from the old fairings that was melted to it from the accident. I got most of that off, no problem now. Also, the engine light, it went off. So the bike started, realized there was no further issues. Everything's connected like it's supposed to be, other than, you know, the handlebar harness on the left side and also the brake light. But that was enough to cut the engine light off. So this bike mechanically has no issues. But next up, clutch, brakes, got to bleed the brakes, get the rear light on, signal lights and stuff like that. I'm going to button this thing up and we're going to go for a first ride on it. So don't forget, right here you can click, get on my wall, Patreon, go over there and check that out. And also right here you can click to go to the next video in this series and check out the first ride on this bike. But as always, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.